Now I'm a Kiwi through and through, I'm an All Black follower just like you. I grew up watching Pine Tree on TV. He'd score a try between the posts and trot on back with the other blokes with no display of joyfulness or glee. And I was brought up similarly, we don't emote spontaneously and we try to avoid displaying affection publicly. But something happened the other night that I'd like to share with the group tonight that signifies a strange anomaly. I was having a beer with a mate, you see, or a shandy it might have been actually, and he was telling me things grim as they could be. He'd lost his job at the florist shop and got pulled over by a traffic cop who booked him on the spot for DIC. And his wife had run off with his kids and shacked up with a mate of his who's consequently behaving quite aloof and rather smug. Well, I don't know what came over me, but just as we got up to leave, well, bugger me, I gave my mate a hug.
You hugged your mate?
Hugged me mate.
You hugged your mate?
I hugged me mate. By the time I realised what I'd done, it was just a bit too late. He was big and he was hairy and he was understandably wary. It was scary, but I hugged me mate. "Yeah, what's that for?" he said to me, and I mumbled about solidarity and being there for your mates when times get tough. So he wandered off and I fretted a bit, but he seemed to soon get over it and things got back to normal soon enough. But I was down the pub just after that and I was having a Pimm's with another chap on a Thursday when they do that excellent dill and salmon quiche. Well, he looked distracted as we dined, so I said, "What's on your mind?" He said he'd heard I'd hugged me mate, and what was it like? Well, I said at first it was rather strange. We both felt awkward at this rearrangement of the traditional way that Kiwi blokes behave. But I said that a moment of intimacy had been enjoyed by my mate and me, and it might have been even nicer actually had he shaved. Said I thought we should be allowed to show affection even in a crowd, not be afraid to let it out so everyone can tell. Well, he looked confused and a little sad and told me how he missed his dad. Well, stone the crows, I hugged this bloke as well.
You hugged your mate?
I hugged me mate.
You hugged your mate?
I hugged another mate. By the time I realised what I'd done, it was just a bit too late. He was big and he was hairy and he was understandably wary. It was scary, but I hugged me mate. Yeah, so we've all gotten used to it now. We don't fret anymore about how we show affection indiscriminately. And we get together, put the world to rights on our regular Downton Abbey nights in the spa pool with a tall banana daiquiri. And as Dave and I drove home last week from the ballet, I began to speak about how sensitive and caring we Renaissance chaps can be. And he agreed we certainly had progressed, said he rather liked the way I dressed, changed gear and put his hand back on my knee.
You hugged your mate?
I hugged me mate.
You hugged your mate?
I hugged me mate. By the time I realised what I'd done, it was just a bit too late. He was big and he was hairy and he was understandably wary. It was scary, but I hugged me mate, yeah. I was sensitive and caring and I hugged me mate. So get out there, you blokes, hug your mate.